Now, we know how much you like getting junk email.
Junk emails are incredibly annoying.
It's the last thing you want coming on your computer.
It just clogs up my computer, so it slows it down.
Extremely annoying, because there was so much of it.
I get an enormous amount of junk email.
40, 50 spams a day, yeah.
I get about 300 a day at the moment.
I was thinking, hey, I've got new email, I must be really popular. Oh no.
Oh, you name it. College degrees,
Credit cards,
Horse racing.
Pharmaceutical products.
Viagra.
Viagra.
Some of them pretend I've won a competition, but I know I never even went in for the thing.
I don't even look at them. I don't even dare bother to read them. I just delete them.
Delete, 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 delete.
It takes a lot of time to delete and sift through your emails.
Delete, delete, delete.
You're never sure if there's viruses hidden in them.
Delete, 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 delete.
It would be very nice to choose what sort of mail you receive at your computer.
So, welcome news of a fine piece of consumer revenge. Nigel Roberts, a businessman from the Channel Islands, is here. You got an email from a company. What was it about and what did you do?
Right, well, the email was about car hire and fax broadcasting services. And so I wrote to the company and said, why are you sending me this? Where have you got my details from? They didn't give me a satisfactory response, so I issued a claim in the county court in England.
And you won?
And I won.
Yeah, and it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, you're pretty fed up of receiving these things.
Well, I get 200 or 300 of these a day. Anybody who gets unsolicited email will know it's just pretty much unwanted.
How much did you win?
The claim was undefended. I issued a claim for no more than £300. I got £270 and £30 costs.
Well, Robert Truskowski from the Direct Marketing Association, this is terrible news for your members. This is going to open the floodgates.
Not at all. I applaud Nigel's initiative, and what I think is it actually identifies that the legislation that's been in place now for over 2 years is actually working well. However, it does actually divert us from the real issue of spam. We're talking about here not consumer car hire campaigns, but we're talking about the really offensive and, for the most part,
well, let's leave those to one side for a bit. Do any of the members of your association do this, send spams like the one that he got?
No, no. Well, we have a code of practice, of course, which all our members adhere to, and I would have hoped that the company in question, if they'd been members of the DMA, wouldn't have actually been caught by this.
Do you buy that?
I'm not entirely convinced. People buy lists of email addresses without any information as to who the email address belongs to, and they send emails out willy-nilly. Emails do come from the UK.
Well, by and large, that's not true. I think government and certainly industry believes that legitimate companies do not spam. It's not in their interest.
Do you read the list? Do you read every single email on the list?
Well, first of all, you actually require a warranty under our code to ensure that they have actually gathered the information in accordance with the regulations. So that would...
But it's gathered by a computer, isn't it?
No, 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 no. You actually have to consent. Under the regulations, you are not allowed to send an email unless the consumer in question has actually given their prior consent. So anyone who gives consent, third-party consent, they allow their name to be passed to somebody else for marketing purposes, has done so.
Can that be sold on then, that email, after you...
Absolutely, if they have given their consent.
So it can be sold on to other companies as well?
Yes, it can,
okay.
if they've given their consent.
And the company in question in your case, Robert, they were charging 125,000 emails at 8p a time, which shows what a big business this is,
It shows what a big business it is. And the key point is that it's informed consent. A little opt-in or opt-out email box tucked at the bottom of an application form where the person does not know that that email address is going to be sold on is not, in my view, informed consent as required by the law.
Well, as I say, we're talking about some minutiae here. By and large, companies do not spam. It's not in their interest. What they want to do is to establish a relationship with the consumer, an ongoing relationship. And, of course, we all want that. And that's in everybody's interest, to maintain this medium as a valuable customer service medium and also for marketing purposes.
Well, Nigel had the gumption to do it. Maybe there are more people out there who will, and that could spell bad news for you.
What's strange about all of this, of course, is that the Information Commissioner, who is responsible for policing the legislation, hasn't actually brought any cases at all.
Well,
against any UK companies.
Well, I put it together. This could be a precedent. So, how easy was it for you? How much did it cost? And what's your message to our viewers?
Well, it was relatively easy. It was just like taking somebody to court if you had a washing machine that didn't work in the small claims track of the county court in England. And my message to everybody else is if you're fed up with junk email, do something about it.
But unfortunately, it won't actually stop the real spam, the kind of spam that we're talking about.
We're not talking about the porn, we're not talking about the Viagra
That's what
adverts,
everyone...
we're not talking about the lottery wins, we're talking about the stuff that annoyed you, which was a legitimate business spamming you, wasn't it?
That's right.
Well, it'll be very interesting to see if any of our viewers follow Nigel's example. Thank you both very much indeed.